Nah, 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 nah. Never give up on yourself, 'cause there is no one else to ever be the way you are. Never give up on your dreams, that you will be that person you always wanted to be. And this life is worth living in the way that you want to live. You gotta just believe. Never give in to your fears when they keep telling you can't do what you were born to do. Never give up on your strength that you have to.
Hello and welcome to Smile and Spread a Little Joy. I'm Debra, your host, the Smile Lady. And smile is what you love doing so much, you would do it even if you did not get paid. Think about it. You've been doing it ever since you're about 6 or 7 years old. That is your passion. That is your purpose. And even if you did not get paid, you weren't back then, you were still doing it. Now, what I want you to do is come down and share your smile. And every single person in this hot seat has a smile to share. They share their passion. And it's my job as a Smile Lady to weave a smile into their passion. So stay tuned. We have plenty of guests in your neighborhood. Yes, your neighborhood. And today, we're going to be talking about music. Music. And a legendary co-founder of the group Mandrill, who has a smile to share. And we're going to be really running some clips of his new album, Back in Town, which will be released in 2018, and he will tell you more about it. We have on our show Doc Rick Wilson, or Rick Doc Wilson, however you want to put that. This will be the third time on the show, and he has a lot. There's probably going to be part 2 once it's released. But without any further ado, I want to introduce you to the co-founder of Mandrill. This is their 50th anniversary in the music industry. Welcome, Doc.
Smile Lady, good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you. And you know, even though I've asked you this several times before, I want to ask you for the young ones under you, you know, that how long you start, and you don't have to have one passion. What is it you love doing so much you would do it even if you did not get paid?
Music and medicine. And with medicine, it would be the pursuit of health.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that I would do even if I didn't get paid.
Is music and medicine kind of related?
It is. And music is medicine.
There you go.
It really
That's
is.
what I wanted to hear.
That's kind of the bottom line.
Uh-huh. So all your life, so when you're talking about medicine, what did you make your own drugs at home? What were you in? Come on, tell the people
I'm a doctor. I'm a heart specialist, internal medicine and heart specialist. That's what I did professionally. Prior to that, music has been a part of my life from I was a kid.
Good for the heart, huh?
Oh, good for everything. Good for the heart, good for the soul, good for your environment as well.
Okay, now, were you immersed in this from the time you were like a little boy? Did it just pop up when you were 13, or how did this happen? Because you're from Panama, I think?
From Panama. I've been immersed in music all my life. Growing up in Panama, I was born in Panama, and I am part of the Wilson family. I was born with 4 Wilson brothers, and music was a part of our life when we were in Panama. Then we immigrated to Brooklyn, and music continued to be a part of our lives there. And
so you're one of the few African Americans that's immigrant, huh?
Immigrant.
Oh,
big
you're
time.
immigrant.
Big time. Big time. That's
okay.
Like most of our nation, essentially.
Yes. You know, most. I was an immigrant. I came here kicking and screaming.
Okay.
Anyway, you, bless your soul, was an immigrant. Now, Mandrill. Mandrill has been around since what, or you've been in the music industry since 1968?
Yes.
Okay, and so tell us what's coming up.
We are very fortunate to have a new album out. Our 17th album has just been completed. It's been long awaited, and we'll be hitting the streets in November of 2018. The album is called Back in Town. The album has contributions from all of the brothers, from a number of other individuals in the industry. It's we call it a collaboration masterpiece. A lot of very special people in the industry, I'll share that as we go along, are contributing to the album Back in Town that will be coming your way in November of 2018.
Now, I know you have a teaser coming out sooner than that, isn't it?
There's a teaser. They call it a focus track. It's called "Summer in the City," featuring Jesse Flores and the Wilson brothers. Jesse is an individual that this is the first time he's participated on an album with us, and it's an amazing contribution that he's made. He's one of the individuals that we're collaborating with, and we're very excited about the collaboration. Jesse's a Chicano brother, and that means a lot to us, kind of like back in the Cesar Chavez days, you know, when Cesar Chavez played a major role in terms of
bringing the Filipinos
together with the Chicanos, and so it's that type of situation where blacks and Chicanos are coming together to work in love and in peace, and it's a special thing.
You know, and it's really ironic that you come out with, you know, the album is the 50th year, and music, we need a healing right now and a blending of cultures. And I know that is really important. I love that piece. I know you let me hear a snippet of it before we came on, but you have other artists that are local, which is Dwight Tribble, I think.
Yeah, well, it's a long list of individuals. I'll highlight a number of them. Dwight Tribble is on the album doing some amazing work.
On Gift of Life?
He's on Gift of Life. And then there's Kamasi Washington, a young sax player that cut his teeth at the World Stage in Leimert Park.
Okay.
He's now the director of music at the World Stage in Leimert Park. Then there's Roy Ayers is on the album. Ron Carter is on the album. Gerald Albright is on the album, the bad sax player, and the Wright brothers, Jay and Chad Wright, and Chad's wife, Noriko, are performing on the album. So it's really it's a who's who of stars in music that are collaborating with the Wilson brothers on this album, including our late brother, Lou Wilson. And this is a special, this is a very special part of the album because Lou participated in every aspect of this album. And this is really the last album that he's fully participated in. And he's going to be a big part of this process. Even though he's moved on, he's transitioned, he's with us all the time, kind of guiding our way, and that's kind of a special thing.
And so, with this, I mean, the longevity, 50 years in the music industry, this is your 17th album, and almost every song you guys write and arrange and I mean,
well, we've been doing that from the beginning.
You don't do any cover songs, right?
No, we never did. Mandrill is has always been self-contained in terms of the arrangement, in terms of the writing, all of that, and that's been a special part of our presentation. And it's kind of nice to do your thing and then have the fans appreciate it and give you love, and you know, we give them love, and it's a good thing.
Now, I know you like to focus on the music part, but I like to focus on you being one of the few African Americans that went to Harvard full scholarship. You have Mandrill, but the fact that you balanced being a cardiologist and a musician and the founder of Mandrill, how just tell our youth what you had to put into to do this. You know, like, how could you be a cardiologist and then travel over the world and win your Grammys, you know, with Mandrill?
Well, the pursuit of excellence. My parents always wanted us to pursue excellence. Be the best that you could be in whatever you did, whatever it
So
would
you can
be.
have two passions.
Oh, you could have even more than that.
Thank you.
One of my
Hear
heroes.
that? Hear that?
One of my heroes as I was growing up was an individual by the name of Paul Robeson, and Paul
Who's
Robeson.
that?
Paul Robeson was a very special person. He went to Rutgers. He was a Phi Beta Kappa at Rutgers. He was part of the football team at Rutgers. He also was a world-renowned vocalist that traveled all over the world and was an instrument of peace and love internationally. You know, so he didn't just have one passion. He had a number of passions, and I always grew up with the thought of being able to do whatever I wanted to do in any area that I had a passion in, and my parents encouraged me to be the best that I could be, whether it was music, whether it was medicine, whether it was school, and I kind of followed in that
had a musical
particular
background
path.
too, didn't they? Didn't they do a little bit?
Mom and dad was a guitarist and did some vocals. He actually sang in a group when he was in Panama. My mom she sang in a choir, and so they had a musical background and encouraged us to perform in music. We were able to, when we immigrated to the United States, Mom was always a beautician. She was a beautician in Panama. When she came to Brooklyn, New York, where we immigrated to, she had a beauty parlor there. And it was in that beauty parlor that the group Mandrill, before Mandrill, got together in terms of rehearsing. She would allow us to use the beauty parlor after she was finished with all of her customers, and we would clear the place out, and that's where we did our rehearsing. We had to just make sure that we cleaned it up after we were finished. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about.
And leave it in the same condition that we found it, and that's
Or
what
better, right?
Or better,
Or
and
better.
that's what we did.
And you know what? We're going to be, right back after this because we want to play snippets of your music and maybe a few video clips of Summer in the City. Also, we're gonna mention some of the names of the songs on there. You know, because I love listening to that before you came on. Old Fashioned Dance. Now that I'm old fashioned. I just get it just for old-fashioned dance, y'all.
Yeah.
That's like stay in my corner back in the day.
Yeah, that's very special.
That right there is trust me. Trust me.
That's the one that comes out.
We'll be right
Okay, we'll talk about it when we get
after
back.
this with more of Mandrill. Yeah.
Strolling Central Park, I can see the city's beating high, and every face I meet Porque me dices que me das, insisto, tu mirar. Y cuando te veo tú miras, es en tu mirar.
Somewhere in the city, con mi amor, con mi linda.
Porque me dices que de todo tu soledad. Mi Nueva York es ante tu mirar. I'm not getting out, mi Nueva York.
In the city, con mi amor, con mi linda.
Mi Nueva York.
Somewhere in the city, con mi amor, con mi linda.
Well, welcome back. And I know you enjoyed some of that music from Mandrill, Back in Town. Now I want you to look up Mandrill. Yes. And I want you to listen hard, young people, the hard work that goes in to working your passion. And even if it's something you love to do, you still have to work at it and practice. Did you know it takes 10,000 hours to be an expert at something? Start keeping a journal and see how many hours you put into what you love doing. All right? And before we go back to Mandrill, I want to show you something I got from Africa. This was made in Ho, the Volta region in Ghana, from the Kente factory where they make the original, not made in China. They make that original Kente cloth. And see the back? See the front? They had this custom made as soon as I got there, and I got to see them weaving it on the machines. And this is just a sample of what they do as a gift to me. But go to Varus. There you go. Here it is. Varus.org. So it's from Varus to Debra. Okay? And you can get it custom made, really. I was so impressed, and this was my first piece of Kente cloth, all worn out, that I got in 1996. They make this fabric also, the original Kente cloth. This is one of the things that they make in Ghana that sustains them and farming. So anyway, that was just my plug. Go to varus.org and tell them the Smile Lady sent you, and you will be helping so many people in Ghana if you just kind of just want your Kente cloth. Let me know. All right. My African brother here.
Hey.
I know you say you're from Panama, but all of us came from the motherland.
Absolutely.
All of us came from the motherland.
No question about it.
I want you to tell us how we can reach you regarding this album. And, you know, we're not here really selling it, but reach you regarding more about Mandrill, about young people that may call you and say, I want to be a doctor, but I want to be a dancer also. I just asked you to give maybe 5 minutes to some young person out there. I want you to talk in your camera, give some words of wisdom, and we can give them the contact, Twitter, Facebook,
Okay.
your website. So speak in your camera.
Well, the website, let me start with that. The Mandrill, the new website.
Your camera is,
The new website is mandrillexperience.com. So you go to mandrillexperience.com and you'll find out all about the details of the album, our history, and on and on and on. And I just want to tell our young people, old people, just be the best that you can be. Don't listen to naysayers. If you feel something in your heart, pursue it. Just do the best that you can and move ahead with it, and be happy doing what you're doing, and I think everything will be just fine. And I just wanted to also say, you mentioned Africa. Mandrill is Africa. The Mandrill is our logo. It's also our mascot. from West Africa, and that's why we named the group Mandrill, because of the fact that the foundation of our music, the foundation of all music is African, and particularly Mandrill music comes from Africa. And,
World music?
World music all starts in Africa, and that's our foundation, and we stand on that, and
Good.
we're spreading that around the world, and it's they're calling it world music these days, but that's what it's all about. But I want to thank you for welcoming me back to the Smiles and Spread a Little Joy show, and I really am very proud of the fact that you took the time to go to the motherland.
Yes.
And visit your roots, you know, and that's a very, very special thing. I commend you for doing that, and continuing in that process is very, very special.
And you know, people, what I want to say is this. You don't have to move and go live there like I will, but I think everyone should try to get to Africa. It is nothing like they say that Ghana is this at-risk country, and the malaria and this. But look at every place you go has their, whether it's volcanoes, whether it's this, whether it's fires, whether it's drive-by shootings, everybody has that. It just depends. And me, it's a call for me, but do it. It's never too late. And I would recommend you do that. And I love the fact that Mandrill stayed true to the roots, their original music. And now that I'm going to Ghana, it will be international. It'll be all up in that at-risk country. You will be bringing the life. And would you come if I invite you to my home?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We've been to North Africa before, but we
haven't been to West.
We're looking forward to visiting.
You're welcome.
All of Africa. So no,
you heard that, right?
I'm going to be posting it. That's a done deal.
You heard that. Now, you heard that. You would rehearse and you would work. How did this all happen? Because you were about what, 12 or something when Mandrill started? No, just kidding. I know it's been 50 years and you ain't no more than what, 60 something? So you must have been about 10 years old. But anyway, explain how that happened and what support system that you had.
Well, our family was our support system. My mom and dad, mom had a beauty parlor in Brooklyn after we moved from Panama to the United States. And she had a very thriving business, but she would allow us to rehearse in the beauty parlor after she was finished working. She just would insist that we left the place as good as we found it, or we had to clean it up after we were finished, and even leave it better than we found it. And it was really the foundation of our very first rehearsal space. As a musical group, the brothers would get together and do music, and that's where a couple of groups, even before Mandrill, started in Brooklyn, and we were able to use the beauty parlor as a place to rehearse. Later, Mandrill had our own. On 23rd Street in Manhattan, we had the Mandrill Loft, which was a special. That's a whole story in itself.
Even in itself, huh?
In terms of that.
So all the original members, just Mandrill, it evolved with different band members coming through. Right. It's not the same. All the same people for 50 years, right? No.
The brothers are the nucleus of the group, and the consistent individuals. The group was started with 3 brothers originally: Carlos, Louis, and myself. And then Wolf or Wilfredo joined us down the line.
And then so you would do heart surgery and then jump on a plane and go play music, right?
Yeah, well, first of all, I have to give shout outs to all of the brothers, because without their support, I would not have been able to do the things that I did in terms of blending both the musical and medical careers. They really supported me wholeheartedly. They didn't do a lot. They didn't work without me, and I promised them that I would, finish my internship, and then I took a leave of absence actually from medicine for a number of years. I thought it was going to be a couple of years and tour the world and make millions of dollars and all of that. 2 years turned into 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Away,
then you moved to...
Away from medicine. Then I moved to California.
And you retired from?
I didn't retire from anything.
I mean, just recently you retired from.
I just retired from.
We got 30 minutes, you know. So I'm just trying to say.
Okay, you're
kind of leading into that.
Lead me in.
So we can get as much as possible
I understand.
in here. So once you did that and you wind up in California, you're in California now. You know, we have to do a 6-part series if we kind of go with this whole thing.
Okay. No, I came back into medicine. It took me, I thought I would only be away from music for a couple of years, but things was happening so beautifully. We were on all the television shows. We were,
Soul Train 5 times.
Soul Train, rock concert, in concert, midnight special a couple of times.
Then you got your Grammy with who?
We got our Grammys with who
Kanye?
was it? Kanye West and Eminem. We got we share a couple of Grammys, but that was all beautiful. And but I had to get back into medicine after being away from medicine for 10 years, and I was back in California. I opted to get back into medicine and was able to do that. I started at the Veterans Administration Hospital. That's where I did I repeated an internship and VA. That's where I left the VA, and then I did my cardiology fellowship at Kaiser, and then practiced at Kaiser for over 30 years. So
that's where you retired from.
I retired from Kaiser.
And so now you're really into producing this back in town, and we're talking about Old-Fashioned Dance.
Okay.
Right? I love that one.
Old-Fashioned Dance is one of the tunes on the album. That's a tune that Roy Ayers is on. Vibes, playing Vibes, a reunion with Roy, because we've shared the stage with Roy before, and Kamasi Washington is on that tune. Is on that song as well.
And the one I really like is "Gift of Life," and that's featuring.
That's featuring Dwight Tribble. Dwight Tribble and the Wilson Brothers. It's a beautiful. Emmanuel Officer is on that. Our nephew, the One Sun Lion Ra, is also on that. That's a very special. That's kind of the heart of the album. It's a very special tune to all of us. Very meaningful and very appropriate for what's happening in our world today.
Well, you know who my favorite, Black Wings, you know Lou.
Oh, wow.
Because Lady Jane, you got to look up Lady Jane. That's one of my favorites. My favorites is Lady Jane. But Lou, tell me about that, because this is one of those that we're paying tribute to Lou, your older brother that passed away in 2013.
Right.
And I know that's why it took you a little while to get this out. Black Wings, give the history of Black Wings.
Well, first of all, I have to give props to Scott Galloway. He's a writer.
We can keep it going.
That wrote a beautiful piece on, that's a part of the album. He did a part of the liner notes, tribute to my brother Lou Wilson, and there's some other tributes in there to Lou Wilson, but Scott wrote an amazing piece. And then Black Wings was a song that was written by us, and Lou came back to the studio and did the vocals, did the harmonica, and played the keyboards. He did everything on the song.
And it's a real rough, like raw in the
very raw
street. I love that.
And it was the last song that Lou recorded in the studio with us. So it's a very, very meaningful tune, and the words are very, very special. In fact, part of the tribute that's being paid to Lou has some of the words from Black Wings in it on the album. The album will be a double vinyl album, beautiful artwork. The cover is done by Bernard Hoyce, an artist from Jamaica with a very similar course to Mandrill, from Jamaica to Bed-Stuy, and he did a great job.
Yes, really on that. Now, I know if you want to reach Mandrill, you want to go there on Twitter, Mandrill Music. They are, like he said, the Mandrill Experience. for the website,
The
right?
website is www.mandrillexperience.com. Used to be mandrillmusic.com. You can still get there that way, but the new website is mandrillexperience.com.
And Instagram, Mandrill Music.
Right.
Okay, and then we have, you're also on Facebook, right?
Right.
Okay, and that is under just Mandrill, right?
That's correct.
Mandrill. Okay, so if you want to get in touch and see them coming back in town, this is Doc Rick Wilson, co-founder of Mandrill. Been in the music business since 1968. You do the math. And guess what? Ironically, the Rose Parade, the theme of the 2019 Rose Parade is the melody of life. Yes.
That's right.
The melody of life.
And shout outs to
Gerald Freeney.
Mr. Gerald Freeney.
Yes.
The
And
person
music saved his life.
he's doing some great things.
Music saved his life. As a matter of fact, he was going through health challenges, and he used music. Did you ever have music playing when you would do surgery or anything? Mandrill music?
No.
No? They wouldn't allow that?
No, not about what they allowed. I kept that kind of separate.
Separate? Okay.
Just for political reasons, except for the fact that many of my patients would say, didn't I see you on TV, or weren't you on this album or something like that? And occasionally it would not be separate, but overall I kept that
for the holidays,
separate.
save you a little money.
Yeah.
You know, the gift of life, I give you free. You call me, free. And we got to get out of here. But you know what? He's going to be back on the show, especially when it's released. And you have an album or a CD on me. Yes, the Smile Lady.
And the album is back in town.
Back in town. Go to Mandrill Music Experience. What is it?
Mandrillexperience.com.
Yes. Okay, well, we're out of here. Give me a hand. That's it.